All right, so today I'm joined by Drag Race legend and superstar Aura Mayari. How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for that intro, the legend.
Of course, every queen on Drag Race is legendary. Most, I mean, but
Absolutely.
you are one of the better ones, definitely.
Oh, how are you? This is already reading the room here, aren't we?
I'm great. So, Aura, tell me, how excited are you to
Yeah.
release your debut single, Dungeon?
I am ecstatic to be very, very honest with you. I feel like this has been a long time coming.
Hmm.
Singing was my first passion. I come from a Filipino background,
Hmm.
and I don't know if you know much about Filipino people, but karaoke is like Olympic. It's a sport
Is
in
it?
the
Is it?
Philippines. So I grew up singing karaoke at family parties. So that's when I figured out that I could sing from, my aunties and my mom telling me that I could sing. So I believe them. And so yeah, it's been a long time coming. It's my first passion. And then I found drag, through musical theater. I did Angel and Rent back in Chicago twice.
Okay.
And I kind of just let go of the singing career when I found
Mhm.
drag. So I was like, if I could do something in performance art and not have to sing live, then why not? So I'll just lip sync for a living.
But
And yeah, so now we're here. I mean,
we're
now I have a
here.
platform, that I was able to combine two passions together, and it's really exciting.
For sure, definitely. That's awesome. So tell us more about the concept behind the song and video.
Ooh, the song, it's very naughty. It's very sexy. Okay.
Okay, what
So
we love, what we
let me
love.
tell you a little bit about how we figured or how we started with a concept. So when we were writing this, I actually worked with two producers here in LA while I was still in Nashville. And so one of the reasons why I moved here was, okay, let's do more projects.
Yes.
Anyways, so when we were writing Dungeon, I wanted something to be very liberating. I wanted to touch on some topics that some people might consider taboo,
Okay.
and that is kink, BDSM, and sexual freedom. And personally, as a person, out of drag and in drag, actually, I've always been very open talking about, sex amongst very close friends to
Yeah.
the point that I get very comfortable talking about it in public, which sometimes have made some rooms kind of uncomfortable. But which is okay. It's life. We deal with this. Most people
Yes.
deal with this kind of stuff. But yeah, this song is really about sexual freedom, and I want to get the message out there that it is okay to like what you like
Hmm.
and not be ashamed of it. And we are all different people with different preferences in life, and sometimes we just can't help it. Some people
Yeah.
like vegetables, and some people don't. Some
Yes.
people like it rough, and some people like it rougher, and it's okay.
That's
And at the same time, it's not just, it's very evident that it is about sexual freedom, it's about sex, but at the same time, this song is really about taking control and having the power. Like whether you want to link that with your sex life or your life in general. What I've learned in the past years is that, life is very short, and you
Mhm.
have to really take that steering wheel and really take the path that you think is right for you in life. And so I made this song, and I just want people to, like, imagine and create their own world and their own dungeon and be the supreme boss of it.
I love it.
And I want them to listen to it, if whether they're by themselves or with a group of friends. I just want them to feel their hopes.
Awesome. Why do you think sexual freedom is still such a taboo topic for people?
I mean, I feel like, we live in big cities,
Hmm.
and we have a lot of very open-minded people.
Hmm.
And I feel like for the general public who don't live in such communities, um, I feel like it's tied to religion, right?
Yeah.
We think that most of Americans are very religious and Christians in these small towns, which is okay.
Hmm.
And this is something that they're not very comfortable in talking about. And this is something that is they consider this something that is a private conversation that you have with your spouse,
Yeah.
you know? And so once somebody from a small town moves to a bigger city and they meet people like me, or I don't know about you, are you sexually free? A
Uh,
little bit.
let's talk about that off camera, okay?
Oh, we will. So it's a kind of like a culture shock for them, and yeah, I don't know what it is really. It's something that we really need to figure out, and we really need to be having this conversation freely and openly.
I agree. I agree. And yes, I am very sexually free. So there you are. I'll admit,
This is gonna be a fun interview. I'm just
yes,
kidding.
I'm a very sexual person. I can be. So yeah, there you are.
Yeah,
I'm not ashamed about it. So
and I think I feel like it's also an acceptance to what you feel, right? A
Mhm.
lot of people are very ashamed of it sometimes because it's not just because of um, how they feel about themselves; it's about people's perspectives of that. And
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we grow up and we learn that we shouldn't think that, we shouldn't talk about that, and even masturbation, you shouldn't masturbate when you're,
Exactly.
it's
Hmm.
because it's a sin. And so we grow up thinking that way, and yeah, there's a lot of people out there now, like artists and drag artists, that are very open
Hmm.
and kind of educating people out there that it is okay. It's great to talk about it now. Then you experiment without knowing anything, and
Yeah.
then you find yourself in a very situation.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing I love about the drag art form is that it's not only a form of protest and a form of entertainment, but it's also a
Hmm.
form of education. Drag queens are here to
Exactly.
educate you as well.
Hmm.
Love that.
Definitely, yeah. And
Yeah,
we are here to make the mistakes for everybody.
exactly. Exactly. Yes. Now, will Dungeon be a solo track or will it be a part of a bigger body of work like an EP or a full length album?
I know. I wish it was a EP and a full album, but I that was the original plan that I had in mind. I
Okay.
wanted a whole EP or an album, but with Drag Race in the past 2 years, I've been just really, really busy,
Hmm.
and creating this project. It took months. Like I thought I was going to be done with this in 2 months, but it took so long just because of I've been traveling and doing some other stuff, and I'm a very particular person as well. I'm very um indecisive,
Okay.
like when it comes to this melody. Also, we've changed
Yeah.
it so many times. The funny thing about this is I figured out what I wanted it to sound like while driving to a gig,
Oh, really?
and I was just like thinking, okay, like it just popped into my head. I was like, welcome to my dungeon, welcome to the, and then I figured out a melody and I did a voice memo and sent it to my producers, and I was like, hey, we need to do something with this tune. And then
Yes.
whatever it is now, that's what it is now.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. And you're also releasing this track in celebration of Asian American Pacific Islander History Month.
Absolutely, yes. I think representation is so important.
Hmm.
And so when we were planning the release for this, I wanted it to be in May to
Okay.
kind of like showcase Asian Americans and also PI people here in the United States. And so when I decided to build my group of artists for
Hmm.
this project, when it comes to the director, the male lead, the sexy lead that I have, I wanted to choose some Filipino talents for this project, just to again, for representation. And I can't wait for you to see the video, and it's going to be so stunned, it's going to be so hot, it's going to be so sweaty.
Everything we
But
love.
this everything we love, and the story about the male lead, the Filipino lead, is I think it's very important, and it means so much to me because growing up as a Filipino kid here in the US, I never knew that I had these kinds of opportunities for myself.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't really pursue singing when I was younger. I didn't go to school for performance art. I went to school for nursing.
Really?
And
Okay.
then, yes, and again, that's another Filipino trait of mine because all Filipinos are nurses. And so growing up, I didn't see anybody that looked like me on TV.
Mm.
There was no gays or women were drooling over a Filipino or Asian man on TV way back when. And I love that we are getting a lot more representation now,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that I'm able to add on and contribute to that. And I wanted a Filipino male lead to be the star of the music video with me. Like, hey, we could be hot too.
Exactly.
You like we could be on top of the dating scene.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm really excited.
Awesome. And you're also going to be at RuPaul's Drag Con in LA performing Dungeon live on a main stage, right?
Yes, I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I'm gonna have two of the dancers. I hope they're free. I haven't I haven't messaged them yet, but I hope they're free for that day. I'm
Make
gonna
them
have the
free.
two dancers that I have for the show. Yeah.
Make them come. They have no choice.
Right. You have no choice. You signed a contract.
Exactly.
I should have
I
had them
own
sign
you
a
now.
contract. Yeah. I should have given them the contract for Drag Race. Like, here,
Yeah.
sign it.
Oh,
Hi, World of
what?
Wonder. How are you?
If you're watching, yes.
I love you guys.
What made you audition for Drag Race?
What made me audition? I actually wasn't planning to audition.
Okay.
Let me tell you a quick. I'm sorry, I mumble a lot. I talk a lot.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
But back in Chicago, I during this was during the pandemic. I quit drag. I sold all my drag
Okay.
because I was working in a marketing firm,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to focus on that. And so my partner and I decided to move to Nashville just because it was the pandemic and we wanted some like a new environment.
Yeah.
So we decided to move to Nashville and play Nashville, which is one of the most prestigious like drag bars in the US. Found out that I moved, and so they instantly messaged me asking if I wanted to perform at play. And I was like, no, I already quit drag. I can't. And so I was like, okay, fine. Like after weeks of like asking me, I was like, okay, I'll do a show. And then after I did one number, they offered me a job. And I said, no, I can't. I have a job. I already quit. This was just a one night thing. And then they, called me for 3 months, 4 months, persuading me to be part of the team. And I was like, okay, fine. So I dropped my job. I quit my job. I was like, I'll be a full-time drag queen here in Nashville. I'll do it. It's my passion. And so I have nothing else to lose, right? 4 months
Yeah.
later, the Drag Race auditioned was announced. And I said, I already quit my job. I'm already doing drag full time. Why not audition? And it was
Uh-huh.
my first time auditioning. And I wasn't expecting anything. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I won't make it. I won't make it. It's my first time auditioning. And then I got the call.
You made it.
And then here we are.
Here
And it
we
changed my
are.
life. Yeah.
It's so funny how like you intend to do something with your life and then something completely changes
Yeah.
and then it gets just all connect the dots and now you are where you are. And
Yeah.
how would you describe your overall drag race experience?
I need some tissue paper. I'm just kidding. Let me tell you about my prep. My prep was the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life.
Really?
It was, yes. I don't know if I can. Well, everybody knows that it's a 4 week kind of prep before
Yeah.
you fly in to do the show. It was the most difficult thing because first of all, I had just quit drag and I just started doing drag again for like 4 months, and
Mhm.
so I had to rebuild my closet.
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody that I knew in Nashville to help me with, costumes. I didn't have um, any connections basically in
Mhm.
Nashville to help me build my package. And so I really was in a terrible, terrible dark place
Mhm.
that for the last 2 weeks before I flew to LA, I was crying every day and I wanted to quit. And I said, I can't do it. I really couldn't. But my partner was really the one that pushed me,
Okay.
and I didn't have anybody helping me. I didn't have any drag sisters. I didn't have any drag family. I was new to the city.
You're
So
really
I
flying
did
solo here.
everything on my own.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, okay, well, flying to LA, I my mental state during that time, I wasn't well, to be honest with you. I really wasn't. I was dealing with anxiety then. I did a lot of therapy before, and I was like, okay, I think I'm great. So my therapy session became from weekly to bi-weekly to monthly, and then Drag Race happened, and I was like, where's my therapist?
Yeah.
I need him. But I wouldn't have changed anything. I think everything happened for a reason. I met the most amazing people, and a lot of them are still really good friends of mine.
Good.
Um, the experience was very stressful. It was very terrifying, but at the same time, it really taught me a lot of things about myself. It pushed me to my limits. I didn't know things that I could do
Yeah.
that I did on the show, and there's things that I thought I could do that I didn't do on the show. And so basically, I'm very happy overall with Drag Race and what happened. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. I wouldn't be pursuing this. I wouldn't have Dungeon. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
recording some stuff if it wasn't for Drag Race. So as much as it was very stressful and terrifying, I'm very thankful that it happened.
So if invited back for All Stars, would you do it?
Absolutely. Yes, I think so. I was like, absolutely, yeah, I think
Absolutely.
so. If they called me for this recent one, I would have said no
Mhm.
because I still want to get used to, the interviews and being in front of cameras because it's a
Yeah.
little awkward. So I
Mhm.
wanted to give myself time for that. And when I do get back, then confessionals and playing around with the girls would just be so natural and didn't have to be forced because
Yeah.
you can tell when somebody's,
Oh yeah, we can tell.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Well, out of the top 4 from your season, who were you rooting for?
I was rooting for Amethyst. No, that
I mean, she had a good go.
I love her. No, the top four. Here's one thing that I would say: any one of those girls could have been a great representative of the company or Drag Race. They could
Mhm.
have won easily, any one of them. But my two girls that I really wanted to win were either Anitra or Sasha, and guess what? They were top two.
Top 2,
And
yes.
I was really happy with that. And I just was enjoying their lip sync. And I was just like, I don't care who wins.
Yeah.
Just like they're both great. But if we were being a little bit more biased, I would have rooted a little bit more for Anitra because she's my Asian sister.
Okay, okay,
We
okay.
got to stick together like white
Let's stick
rice,
together. Yes, yes, I agree. And I will fully admit I'm a big Anitra stan, and I was
Mhm.
wholeheartedly rooting for Anitra, but in the back of my mind, I was like, we know Sasha's going to get it.
Yes,
So, but
absolutely. She's
I'm very,
mother.
I'm very happy that Sasha did win. I mean, she's a great,
Hmm.
is a great winner, a great representation for the trans community. And I'm glad that Anitra
Yes.
was runner up, and so great representation for the Asian community as well. So I think we had a
Hmm.
great top 2 for that season.
And
And
I
now,
think Drag Race, Nymphia won because Anitra lost last year.
yeah, yes, yes, I can see that. Yeah, we
No,
have to make up.
Nymphia totally deserved it also, and I'm just really happy also for that.
Me too. Yeah, I mean that final lip sync of Kylie Minogue's Padam, killer, and the fact that
Hmm.
we never really saw what Nymphia was capable of because she never had to lip sync during her.
Exactly.
So
That's
we didn't know
amazing.
what she was going to pull out. So I think this past season was a great season. I was so happy with it.
Hmm.
Now, speaking of lip syncs, is it true that you did not know the words to your lip sync during
Who told you
that?
that? Who told you
I
that?
did my research, but I want to hear from you now.
Yes, I didn't. Um,
What was the song again?
it was oh, it's the night of your life.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah,
Sweetest Pie, Sweetest Pie.
yeah.
We were given that song a couple of days, I believe, before the lip sync, and I was just like, "Holy crap! There are so many words." I I I got the chorus right away. It was pretty easy because of the melody, but then the rap, I was like, "There's three verses of raps just spitting words that some of the lines I don't even understand." In some rap, you're just like, "Okay, they're just spitting words."
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, "Holy crap! This is really difficult to learn." The night before I tried learning it, I was up until 3 a.m. and we had to wake up at 6 the next day.
Mhm.
I was really trying to. I even wrote down the lyrics just to get in my head, and then finally I was like, "Oh, okay, I got it. I memorized it. It's time to sleep. I need some sleep because I know probably going to be lip syncing tomorrow." I
Mhm.
went to bed, woke up, did my prep, put in my headphones just to kind of listen to the song, and then I was like, "What?
What?
What
What?
are the?" I totally forgot all the words
Oh my
to the
god.
rap. I got on set, and I had really great relationship with the crew.
Mhm.
And so I was just telling them, I'm going home today if I'm in the bottom two. And they love me. And so they're like, we're gonna print out the lyrics for you. You have to learn it, Aura. You have to learn it. I'm like, I'll try. And I was just literally like reading through the lyrics, but I was just not in the right mindset at that time that
Yeah.
nothing was going in. And
Mhm.
so right when they told me I was lip syncing for my life, I was like, mm-hmm,
Mhm. Here we go.
it's the time of my life. You've never been to heaven? Nope. Nope. And so that's what happened.
But no
But
one
I
really
wish.
clocked it.
What is that?
No one really clocked it. No one really knew that you didn't know it.
I am very thankful for the editors and the producers of Drag Race because when I went home that day, I thought that it was gonna be a story
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they were gonna zoom in my mouth going,
Yep, exactly.
and I'm so glad they didn't do that to me because they knew that Spice and Malaysia had a thing for the
Mhm.
lip sync battle. So
Yeah.
they wanted that to be that. I was like, thank you, Malaysia and Spice.
Who knew you would be saved by Spice?
Right, exactly. Oh man.
Oh God. Well, or what are some future goals you hope to accomplish with your career and platform?
Yeah, so obviously I really wanted to try out this music thing, you know. I want to create better music, y- like more music, maybe an EP or album in the future. I want to be able to perform for big stages and festivals as a singing queen and not have to lip sync anymore. But lip syncing is fun. I will always
It is
do it.
fun.
It's I love the art of lip syncing. That's one of the reasons why I fell in love with drag. But for future goals, I would love to be headlining and singing for these kinds of festivals, and also more maybe more TV.
Okay.
Maybe walk a fashion show because I love fashion.
Okay.
And yeah, those are going to be my goals, my bucket list, and
Okay.
hopefully I able to get to that point.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any Pride gigs coming up this year?
Yes, I will be in Indianapolis for their Pride Fest. I'm going to be doing Invasion
Okay.
with two other Asian sisters, Raja and Anjina. So it's going to be a 90-minute all Asian cast
Love it.
set that we're going to be doing. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be performing my song as well
Okay.
for our set. So that's something I'm looking forward to. And there's some stuff that are not totally confirmed yet, but hopefully soon.
Okay, perfect. Then how can one stay up to date with you?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I just want to talk to everybody in the eyes right now. Keep it keep updated with all my stuff, and all the future things and this current project that I have on my social handles. I'm on Instagram, on TikTok, YouTube, even Facebook. I don't go on there, but I will
Facebook.
post on
Okay.
there for you for the aunties and the for the uncles out there, for the moms and dads. My handles is at Aura Mayari. It's AuraMayari.
Okay, perfect. Then before we wrap, are there any other upcoming projects or anything else you would like to mention or plug at this time?
I'm just gonna be out and about. I
Out and
mean,
about.
I'm already planning a new song
Okay, okay,
with the same producers. Really excited about that. Hopefully, we are able to finish that and release it before Halloween.
okay, perfect. Do you have a title
Yeah,
for it?
if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
no,
You gotta
no,
stay
I
tuned.
I still haven't
Okay,
figured that out. But we have a concept. We have a
okay,
concept done.
okay, fantastic.